Hey guys. Okay, so I wanted to waste no time recording this next part of the game because there's just so much happening and I'm just so worried about everybody and just what kind of situation they've gotten themselves in. And I don't know, it's really worrying. Like we're just not gonna waste any time with this intro and we're just gonna get back into this because alright, so we're gonna continue on from where we left off. Okay. You spend a bit of the morning with Lana. She sits on the floor cross-legged, mashing buttons on her video game controller, and you watch over her shoulder from the couch. Hey, Lana, I don't want to be a bother, but my friend Shannon wants to meet up today. I thought you didn't live in Pyrathon. Any chance you could give me a ride to the city so I can spend some time with her? I know it's a bit of a drive, but I'd be happy to. You would? I wasn't expecting her to agree so quickly. I love seeing you happy, and when you mentioned Shannon before, you had such a smile on your face. So hell yeah, definitely. I'll drop you off soon and pick you up later this evening. Sound good? Yes! Oh good. Thank you, Lana. That's good that Lana agreed so easily to that. Annie! Oh! You don't even get a single word of greeting out before Shannon has rushed over, throwing her arms around you in a tight embrace. I am so happy you're here. I literally words cannot describe it. I missed you. I'm sorry, Shannon. I know I should have texted more often. It's okay. No apologizing allowed in this house. I know you must have had something going on over there. I'm just happy you're here. Oh my gosh, Annie, I have so much to tell you. Like what exactly? Shannon zooms back inside and rushes you up to her bedroom, excitedly calling for you to go quicker. Notice anything different? It looks pretty much the same, except my stuffed animal. You were serious when you said you'd hold it hostage, huh? Yep. When I found out you were in the hospital, I wanted to bring it to you right away, but your father was being all whiny about people bringing anything from outside. He is such a weirdo. But Annie, I knew you were moving and all that, but I wanted to at least have a chance to see you one last time before then. Instead, you disappeared without any warning. I went to the hospital and they said you were already gone. I'm sorry, I wanted to say goodbye to you too, but things were really strange. My father wouldn't even let me tell you where I was going. Does that have anything to do with your injury? Yeah, I'm better now though. Annie. Shannon has a sympathetic expression, which she turns into a smile after a few moments. Does she realize how much I needed that smile right about now? Well, whatever the case, I'm just glad you're here. I took your stuffy hostage so that I could have an excuse to make you hang out. Mwahahaha. The laugh you respond back with is more genuine than you thought was possible at a time like this. Shannon's presence is so calming. After her laughter starts to tap her off, Shannon suddenly looks over and sighs. What's wrong? You were energetic just a few moments ago. That's the thing. I hope that if I was energetic and happy today, you might open up about what's wrong. Wrong? Don't play dumb with me. I know you better than that, Annie. I can tell something has been up. It's been obvious for a while now. You know, I'm not as much of a dummy as you think I am. I am able to handle it if you want to talk to me about your struggles. You can vent to me. Don't keep bottling everything up. Talk to me. Shannon seems to have grown up a lot recently. She's always been a great friend who I can trust with literally anything. But she was never the type of person that I saw as a shoulder to cry on. I mean, I wasn't really expecting anyone to be a shoulder to cry on, but Shannon was always just a person who I have fun with, not someone I can get serious with. Still, the sincere gaze she's directing at you, full of concern for your well-being, makes you wonder why you've never thought of her that way. Was it for her sake that you didn't open up more, or for hers? Perhaps it's a mix of both of those things. After all, you have genuinely been cynical with your view of the world. You haven't seen a point in trusting someone with your innermost thoughts. But if there is anyone I can trust, it's Shannon. But she's happy and cheerful and sweet and pure. What right do I have to drag her down with my negativity and complaining? That's how you've always thought of it. That Shannon is just too good for you. Kay might actually be easier to do that with than Shannon, simply because he knows things about you that you can't share with her. But Kay isn't here, Shannon is, and she's waiting for me to open up to her. I guess life has been a lot recently. That's for sure. You were in the hospital and then you moved and we haven't even been in touch. Have you been isolating yourself? At this point you can't stand the loneliness you keep holding inside. I lost a friend recently. Now, not that he's dead, he's just missing. That was the starting point of things spiraling out of control. I was holding together up until that moment. Another friend of mine got involved in it as well. I haven't heard from him all day. I'm scared of getting you two involved and losing you as well. Annie. Shannon reaches out and squeezes your arm to comfort you. She probably wants to pull you into a tight hug too. I should have tried harder to contact you myself so that you weren't alone. Don't blame yourself. If I really needed someone, I'd have reached out to you, probably. Yeah, probably, not definitely. That's why I need to take the initiative with you, dummy. But if you don't want to talk about it too much, I understand that. I'd love to at least hear more about your friend, though. She's trying her hardest to distract me from my own mind. I haven't taken a moment to really think about Kay the last few days. Was I trying to run away from the issue? He's a really nice person. Like you, Shannon. There's something about his smile that makes me want to smile too. Go on, I want to hear all about it. What words can you use to describe Kay? You try to think of more to say about him, but instead of coming up with sentences or words, you come up with emotions. You remember one of those nights he visited. You know, if I could have any kind of power, I think I'd want to be able to read hearts too. Huh, really? Why would you want that of all things? Well, you can read facial expressions and that gives you an advantage, you know? When you're talking to someone, you at least have some window into what's going on inside their head. But for me, I don't have that. So if I could read people's hearts, I think I'd feel more confident talking to them. You seem perfectly confident right now, though. When I'm around you, sure. But it's like I told you at the park. You haven't seen me around other people. Other people aren't as easy to talk to as you are, Annie. Me? Easy to talk to? Are you sure you even know who you're with right now? I am absolutely not easy to... You are. Stop saying things like that. Man, Annie, you totally don't get it. Talking to you is super fun and easy. And I like how easy you are to read without me having to see your face. What? Easy to read? It's a compliment. I like that about you. I'm confident when I talk to you because you're so unique like that. Aww.
Thank you.
Aww. Really, I'm so glad you're my friend. I just miss him, that's all. You'll see him again someday, I'm sure of it. With a pal like you to come back to, there's no way he can stay away forever, right? She giggles again and grins, making you smile back at her. You feel like a weight has been lifted just by being around Shannon. When it's time to say goodbye, Shannon hugs you with all her might. I miss you already. I'm not even gone yet. I know, but promise we can meet up again, okay? Yeah, we will. Good night, Shannon. After waving goodbye, you get into the passenger seat of Lana's car. Shannon waves the whole time as you drive off. Until the moment she's out of sight, she's still waving. Seeing Shannon was enough to bring a smile to your face, but it also reminded you of the problems you still have yet to solve. Talking about Kay made all the good times I spent with him come flooding back. And I still haven't heard from Clive. Is another person going to disappear because of me? I hope not. That would hurt. Oh my gosh. Okay. Once home, your mind quickly falls back into negativity. At least your stuffed animal sitting safe and sound next to your bed gives you a sense of comfort. I can't stay afloat without someone like Shannon around to rescue me. How pathetic. For what feels like the 100th time today, you check for a message from Clive. Still nothing. You close your eyes. This sucks. You mutter that to yourself as your vision begins to dim. Huh? You don't remember falling asleep, but suddenly you realize you're back in a familiar dream setting. What's going on? You call out into the water surrounding you. This is the place I was when I met that strange woman last time. You, goddess, Shay, whatever the hell you're called, are you here? From the water, a shape melts towards you. Oh, it is you, Annie. I thought it last time too, but that voice really is just like my mom's. Is Shay using your mother's voice to help keep you calm or something? It's a cheap tactic to get in my head, but it's working. I say to you with much sadness, today it appears that, indeed, my worries have been confirmed. Oh no. Where I thought a fragment would appear, none came forth. I fear this would be the case, and yet I hoped for a miracle. But I promise you, this chapter of your life will soon be over. Shay speaks in a flowery sort of way. You can't exactly put your finger on the right word to describe it. Whimsical, maybe? Then tell me what to do next. Please do not be afraid when you hear what I'm about to say. Oh no. I told you before that Kay is missing, and cannot be found as himself on your physical plane anymore. That was perhaps an understatement. What do you mean? Her voice that sounded so confident and kind before is beginning to falter a bit. Tell me, what did you think those words meant? I have no idea. Nothing this woman says makes sense. How can she expect me to know? I had hoped you might interpret it in the easiest way to grasp, that he does not currently exist in a physical form. Shay is beautiful indeed, but the way she floats before you with a bitter expression fills you with unease. Even her soothing voice isn't calming you anymore. Kay exists as a physical person right now. He is missing, but at the same time exists. His memories and the soul that makes up who he is figurative heart, or the figurative heart that he has carried with him. Those are the things that he is missing. What's that supposed to be? You're not making any sense. But his physical form is still fully intact. Wait, are you saying Kay lost his memories? If it's just his memories that were missing, then she could have lead me to him so I can stay by his side and help him. Is Kay all by himself right now? If I was lost somewhere without my memories, I'd be scared out of my mind. She looks so remorseful. It is not quite that simple, my dear. Then explain it to me. We're never going to get anywhere if you don't tell me what I need to know. You are correct indeed in that case. I will tell you what you need to know. There are, in fact, 2 versions of Kay in the physical plane right now. Wait, 2 of them? How can there be 2 Kays walking around out there? One is named Jasper and the other is named Clive. Wait, what? Wait, how? What? Is this a joke? How can Jasper and Clive both be K? Their personalities are totally different. They don't even look the same. I don't get it. What does that even mean? How am I supposed to comprehend something this preposterous? You've already realized how frantic your voice has become. Jasper, the man who wants to literally kill me, is K? Clive, the weirdo who can't stop asking questions, is also K? Jasper and Clive and Clay and K are all the same person? What is... it hurts. What? You had me and then you lost me. I will tell you everything. Her voice is gentle again, not shaky or faltering, as if she's used the time that you spent panicking to compose herself. K. That was not originally his name. This is the truth of his existence. Okay. K was once named Clive. What? And Jasper too was once known as Clive. What? There was a time when they were all Clive, all one being, all one person. What? But they began to shatter into fragile fragments of themselves over time. Clive was taught from the beginning that he has one reason to exist: to kill other mutants. What? That was the destiny that was passed on to him from his now dead family. Oh boy, wrapping my head around this is like trying to get a rubber band around a house. What is happening? Okay, with manipulated DNA passed on to him alongside injections to make sure the mutation his grandfather created was at its peak, Jasper was taught to hate mutants, not only the ones outside of his family, but all of them. A lab experiment years ago created the mutation, but it was dangerous and unstable. Only the mutation in your DNA was correctly stabilized. When a lab assistant's son was killed off after the project was shut down, he grieved, and his grieving soon turned to desire for revenge. He created his own version of the injectable drug to manipulate a human's DNA, but the unstable element was still there in his version. Not to the degree of the first attempt, which made them lose their humanity in exchange for more power, but still far from safe. Perhaps he lost his mind. That is the only way to explain exactly why he became so revengeful. But no matter the reason, he passed his vengeance on to his family from that day onwards. They must die. They are evil. They killed my son. They killed all those people. It's their fault. It got to a point where even innocents who had nothing to do with the original experiment were put in danger. And not only that, but his family were in danger as well. Each of them were taught that their life only had one meaning, one destiny: to kill. That is how Clive and Jasper were raised. And yet, he did not want this destiny. Family loyalty is of the utmost importance to him. That is what he was told is crucial, loyalty to his side of it all. So when he saw the girl for the first time that he was supposed to kill, he froze. A child at a funeral, only 8 years old, crying, clinging to a girl with long blue hair. Oh, so he knew us from then. That was the moment Clive and Jasper began to shatter. Two parts of himself were at war with each other. The desire to fulfill his destiny, and the desire to have nothing to do with it. Oh, dang. I regret what I did back then. What did you do? I split them into two separate entities. One of them kept their original form and name Clive. One of them remained themselves physical and chose a new name, Jasper. This means that Clive and Jasper were the same person and split apart because their battling halves couldn't figure out what to do. But even so, if that's the case, why did you split them into two people? I don't understand what you possibly could have gained from doing that. What did I gain? Shay remained silent for a while, seemingly tossing around the question you just asked in her mind in an attempt to answer it even for herself. Oh my goodness, my brain. Okay, this is really interesting. Didn't call it psychological horror for nothing. Wouldn't it have been easier in the long run to just remove that desire to kill someone in the first place? Then he could just live a normal life without becoming two separate people. But what parts of his identity would be removed by doing that? The bad ones, right? Perhaps. Or perhaps in removing that, I'd remove other things as well. His desire to kill you was rooted in profoundly ingrained family loyalty. What would he as a person be like if the deepest part of his heart were changed? That would also take away his bond with his family, all the relationships that he's known from birth. What would he become if he lost all of that? Or what would he become if he lost all of that? Every bit of humanity that grounded him. Maybe he would have become a normal child, or maybe he'd become an empty husk. Isn't splitting him into two already creating two husks though? But what? Shay seems truly taken aback by what you just said. Didn't you basically take two halves of his personality and make them into two people? That would mean both of them are missing pieces. They are both whole people in their own though. This way, if one of them were to become a husk, at least the other would have a chance. So what you're saying is, the Jasper you know was meant to be disposable. If he carried the badness alone, there would be no reason for him to exist as a person. He'd simply be evil. And yet, this isn't what happened. The man wants to kill me for the stupidest reasons possible. He already attacked me once. He is, quite literally, evil. How can you even try to imply otherwise? I wanted both of them to have a chance to be happy. But even at the expense of another life, that is, nothing I've done has been perfect. The goddess says that bitterly, averting her gaze. But even if that is all the case, that still doesn't answer the question burning in your mind right now. All of that aside, you haven't told me something important. Who is Kay? Where does he fit into all of this? I spoke of empty husks. No, that is what Clive became. No, he did not have the traits that made up who he had been before. The things that should have made Clive a better human being instead simply made him an empty person. He was like a ghost, unsure what to do and afraid of everything around him. And so I went even deeper down to the rabbit hole. I decided I'd caused this much damage already. I may as well try to make amends somehow. When I approached Clive, speaking to him in the same manner that I am to you, I asked what he wants to do with his life. With a blank expression and eyes devoid of any purpose, he responded, I remember a girl. She was crying. I have to find her. I have to help her. He remembered this desire to protect you, but did not remember what he needed to protect you from in the first place. I told him I can help him remember, but that in return, he would have to become someone new. So you specifically made Kay out of Clive? Yes. Bro, what? My mind is... Oh my goodness. But it was not me who created Kay. What? It was Clive. Kay was the person he decided he would want to be. What in the world is... Oh! Yeah. What is this game? It's definitely true that Kay was a wonderful person, kind and a good listener and fun to be with, but he chose to be blind? Not necessarily, no. I do not know why Clive chose to craft his fictional self in such a way. I only know he thought it would be better to exist as his design. So Kay was never a real person, just someone that Clive made up? Oh darling, no. That is not the case at all. Kay is very much his own person, a separate entity from Clive. Clive is a creative young man. No matter how empty he may have been as a person, he was easily able to create Kay. People can't just create other people. It's all fiction. Kay is fictional, perhaps at first. But if you breathe the right amount of life into someone, they can become real as well. Though you do need the help of the supernatural as well. That is where I was able to assist him. Oh, she's smiling now. Clive's form changed into Kay. His memories warped along with that form. But what did not warp was the desire to protect the girl he remembered. I helped him along his way by also crafting into the consciousness the memories of what mutants are. Kay, a work of Clive's imagination, began to exist. Oh my god. Does this make any sense at all? I can't process all of this information. Okay, wait. Okay, hold up. So, what you're trying to say to me is Jasper and Clive are the same person. They're just like... Okay, they're like the what do you call that thing? Like yin and yang, like two halves of the same whole. And oh my god, that's so trippy, but I like it. What is this game? Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Their names are bothering me for some reason as well. If he was originally Clive, where are the names Jasper and Kay from? But no matter what, if it makes sense or not, if it's real or not, it doesn't change the fact that Kay had truly appeared to be your friend. And I'm not sure about this anymore. What will happen to Clive? I still want him back. Oh my god. Okay, I'm saving this too right here because oh my goodness. Okay. Yes, I do still want Kay back because from what I'm getting from this is that's oh my god, this game. Okay. These people are pretty much the same person. They're just split apart like three, like a heart that's been cut in three. Not even three, it's cut in two, but then one half created a totally different creation. Oh my god, what is happening in this game? Oh my goodness. Okay, I still want Kay back. It doesn't change that I want him back. I don't care what his origins are. But why did he become Clive again? I cannot answer that. Are you serious? After telling me all of this, you're suddenly going to... I would tell you if I knew. I assure you of that, my dear. So you don't even know? But the truth is, I, too, do not understand why his heart shattered and Clive returned. Oh, wow. I know that Clive had no memory of being Kay when he returned, but that the essence of Kay was still alive within him. Oh my goodness. But now that you know all of this, we need to return to the original topic, my dear. That's right, the original topic wasn't any of this at all. It was about Kay's fragments don't appear to be returning. Oh my god, this is crazy. Annie, I cannot lie and claim all shall work out as you had hoped. As I had hoped? I was hoping for some specific outcome? I can't recall. Or was I? Had I been able to recombine the fragments of Kay with the forms of Jasper and Clive, I'd believe I'd have been able to form those three into one whole, complete being free of his terrible burden. This would benefit you in many ways. Your threat would disintegrate along with Jasper's physical form, and the friend who have grown to love and trust would return to you. Without Kay, I cannot guarantee reforming them will be successful. However, there is one matter I wish to investigate. Clive's sense of self. The boy who was once a husk in comparison to Jasper found a personality again when he reverted back from Kay's form. It is possible that there may be some oddity I have not intended within Clive's soul. I still can't understand all this talk of fragments and souls. Annie, my dear, I must ask you something of grave importance before you wake. Do you believe you're really just a bystander in all of this? Indigo again? Annie Green, which one are you? Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so what happens now? Oh my god. Some people consider heart and soul to be interchangeable words. That if you have a good figurative heart, then you also have a good soul. Even if a physical heart is simply an organ beating rhythmically in your chest, you most likely know what it means when someone tells you, I care for you with all my heart. Then, for that heart they care for you with. If that heart were to literally shatter, what would the consequence be? Act 2, Gullible. Oh. Clive's route. New note to self is available. You wake feeling tired and sore. Ugh, that dream. Okay, wait. Oh. Quick access contact. Clive? Wait, what? This is... Okay, it's weird that that was like that. Okay. 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 Okay, this is... Wait. Oh, okay. Okay, we'll read more about this after I see what's going on here. Ugh, that dream. Oh my goodness. One is named Jasper and the other is named Clive. Right, the dream. Forcing yourself out of a haze, you sit up quickly, enough that when your wrist bumps against a hard object, you can't help but yelp in surprise. Ow! Until your pillow is, under your pillow is a box. It looks just like the one that woman named Shay gave me in that dream. I don't remember putting a box under my pillow, that's for sure. I don't know how to react to all of this. It is possible for something like this to be true. Clive and Kay being the same person is nonsensical enough on its own, but Jasper being Kay is just downright impossible. There's no way to wrap your head around it when so many unanswered questions are coursing through you. What is physical and non-physical? What exactly is a soul? If a soul exists in the way Shay claimed, does that mean Jasper, Clive, and Kay all have separate souls now, or are they three people sharing the same soul? How can a heart fragment the way that Kay's did? What does something like that even mean? I won't be able to answer those questions on my own. Are these fragments or feathers or whatever useless now? If I can't bring back Kay with them, then what's the point? You unlatch the lid from the box, opening it up and looking inside. You freeze. Empty. The glowing object that was inside of this box up until now is simply gone. But in its place, a melody plays from within. The sound is reminiscent of a music box. Familiar voice. Do you know what it's like to be all alone? My wish may be too big to be granted, and yet I do not give up. The love that fills her heart is strong and brave, and yet, the murmured words of two voices seem to pour out from within the box. One of them is recognizable as Mom? Is that her? Or is it Shay again? I'd like to think that maybe this time it really is her somehow, even though that probably isn't possible. It'd be nice to hear her one more time. You're not sure who the second voice was. The soothing effect of the familiar motherly tone has practically erased it from your mind already. The song fades away when you close the lid of the box. Ugh. You've been getting dizzy and nauseous so often lately. It may be anxiety acting up to you or catching up to you after functioning properly for too long, or maybe the stress of it all is just too much. And now to have someone say that your friend Kay and even Clive are both the same as Jasper, it's too much to add to the mix. How much more can you take at this point? I don't even know. Probably Shannon. A star social alert thrusts its way through the dizzy haze of your mind. A haze your mind is swimming through and brings you back to the moment at hand. Huh? Annie, you there? Yeah, what the hell? Why didn't you message me sooner? You were worried about me, huh? Where on earth have you been? I'm sorry, I really didn't mean to end up like that. Can we meet up, please? I really need to tell you some stuff. Oh, thank God. Okay. Is that one of those emojis like the one Shannon uses? What the hell? That would probably be for the best. When and where? can we meet up at the cafe, the one we went to last time? Yeah, I'll be there. Ugh. Your head pounds the moment you set your phone down. This is crazy. I should get ready for the day. Maybe breakfast will help clear this brain fog. At the cafe, huh? I wonder why we aren't just meeting up at Lana's place. Either way, it's not like you can just refuse a request like this. Saying no would rob you of your chance to figure out what the hell happened yesterday. Oh my goodness, what is happening? Ah, you're actually here. Did you think I wouldn't come? No, well, maybe, yeah. Looking even more nervous than usual, Clive leads the way into the cafe with a slight limp in his leg. Oh no, I'm sorry. What will you two have today? Ah, same as last time. You must be a regular here now. And do you, miss? A cup of tea. Annie, we really need to, talk and stuff. Listen, first things first, you saved me back in that forest. I still don't fully understand why you were there, but I need to thank you. And I need to apologize too. I left you. I really regret doing that. No, you did the right thing. I wanted you to leave me. That just makes you sound suicidal. It isn't like that. As Clive stammers and fidgets, you remember again what that woman had said to you, that Clive and Kay are somehow the same person. Is that really possible? They don't look much alike aside from their hair color. I don't know how to say this. What the hell? I keep ending up in these places where I save you and I can't figure out why it happens. There's this feeling that calls me over to you when you're in trouble. It's like if something bad happens to you, something bad will happen to me, too. I don't know how to explain it. That sounds incredibly shady. I wonder, maybe that feeling is connected to Kay. There's really no way you can explain it. The only word for it that comes to mind is intuition. But you said something similar in the hospital. This is too weird to just gloss over. I know, it's weird, but I can't explain something I don't understand. Well, whatever the reason, you protected me. Thanks. How did you end up getting away after that? The thing is, I don't remember. I really don't know how I got away. It just happened. I've been trying to piece that together. It's why I didn't contact you sooner. I knew you'd be all, wow, you're a suspicious weirdo, if I didn't have a reason. But there isn't a reason. I believe you. Don't look so nervous. It does sound strange, but I don't think even you would be dumb enough to tell me something like that if it wasn't true. Dumb? Never mind that part. Anyway, what's most important is that you made it out of there alive. Was the person chasing you there the same guy who stabbed you then? You don't need to answer that if it makes you remember something but awful. But if you do want to talk about it, I'm, curious again. He nods. If he's able to tell that the question will make me feel like crap, then he shouldn't ask it at all in the first place. He did tell me I don't have to answer though. I guess that's a start in the right direction. I'm not sure if I should be happy or creeped out that he already knows me well enough to tell when I'm getting uncomfortable. One of the many unanswered questions you have doubt Clive is why his actions compared to Kay's feel so different. If you met Kay when he warned you about an unknown danger from your window in the middle of the night, and Clive when he stared at you on the street, naturally you'd consider both of those things strange and suspicious. But while you certainly feel the abnormality of it all, from Clive, everything felt natural with Kay. Maybe it's because of the way Kay seemed self-assured in his actions, but Clive acts like that. You glance over at him to see his fingers tapping against his cheeks rhythmically in yet another fidgeting motion. Clive? Yeah? I guess he was deep in thought too. I'm a complete loser, huh? No, not at all. Clive looks down, staring into his cup of coffee. Now we're gonna sit next to him. Whoa, hey, what are you doing? Don't make this weird. You just seemed really troubled, and I thought having someone next to you might help. Jeez, he's blushing! Hey, your story doesn't make much sense. All I really know for sure is that you did save me back there. I appreciate that, I really do. So much stuttering. No problem. Aw, he's nervous. He laughs awkwardly. You're welcome. What's up with the stammering? He turns away and hides his face in his hood again. Nothing, I'm just glad it was helpful and all that. Wait, not that I'm glad you're safe. Anyway, your legs seem to be feeling better. You were limping, but that's an improvement from not being able to stand. It feels a lot less sore than I thought it would be. Or no pain for the most part, just a little bit when I walk. You could barely walk yesterday. The pain is already almost gone? Probably? Clive's face grows tense at your continued questioning. Would his leg have gotten that much better overnight? I'm not really sure, but if Clive really has some relation to Jasper and Kay, then is Clive a mutant? Was Kay also a mutant? But Kay never said anything about it, and he seemed fascinated by my mutation. Clive, maybe the way he is right now is similar to how I was before I met Kay. It's possible that even if he does have a mutation, he hasn't figured that out. Telling him would be risky though. There are too many odd variables involved here. I see that you're still wearing your ripped hoodie, by the way. It's my favorite one. I can't bring myself to throw it away. I had an outfit like that once. But mine was back when I was a kid. Nowadays, I wouldn't wear a hoodie ripped like that. Don't say it like that. Sounds like you're making fun of me. I'm not a kid and I'm not immature, okay? Oh, jeez. Whatever you say. He's blushing. What kind of outfit was it? Well, it was more just a shirt than an entire outfit. It was just a white shirt with ruffled sleeves. I wore it so much that it got all worn out until I looked like an old cloth. Or until it... Not the old cloth. White? I don't know why but I find it hard to picture you in all white clothes. Are you saying... Are you saying I'm not the picture-perfect image of purity? Don't get flustered, I'm joking. I already know it doesn't suit me. Is that why you stopped wearing it then? Because it didn't suit you? For one, I was 8 years old at the time. But you could also say that it was because it didn't suit me in a way. I don't know why this song in the background, like I've been listening to it the whole time. But I've been ignoring the fact that it sounds like if it were two couple on a date or something. Anyways, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. If you do want to talk about it later though, I can listen. That's a surprisingly kind gesture. Are you saying I'm not usually the picture perfect image of kindness? Don't use my sentence on me. You can't help but be stunned into silence when Clive throws your sarcasm back at you. Uh, just joking. His smile. He's smiling again. What's up with him? Somehow, when Clive smiles, you feel like you're looking at an entirely different person. I need to take a screenshot. Don't question it. A different person? Oh. That smile is almost the exact sort of smile I'd expect from Kay. Oh, yeah. You can't fully accept right off the bat that Clive and Kay were somehow the same person, the same soul, whatever all that means. But for some reason, Clive's smile made your chest tighten for a moment, like being reunited with a lost friend. How can he be so dissimilar to Kay while still making you feel like you're staring at this familiar face? Kay would visit almost every night. I got used to his mannerisms and his expressions. He smiled cheerily sometimes, and other times his smile masked something else. If I were to describe it, it'd be like Clive's smile is somewhere in between those two things, but it still feels so familiar. Kay typically held himself confidently. Even with his blindness, he didn't need to see to feel in control of his emotions. Clive is the opposite. He can see, but he's also clumsy and awkward and never seems to stop fidgeting. Annie, you went quiet again. Ah, sorry. Clive eyes you curiously as if he's trying to read whatever is going on inside your mind. But he remains silent, and the quietness as you sip your drink and Clive taps his hand against his thighs in a self-soothing motion is somehow soothing. Are you thinking about something that makes you sad? Why would you ask that? Because you're frowning so much. It's like the expression you had when I first saw you. I don't feel particularly sad right now. What is he on about? Maybe I just don't understand what kind of expressions are normal for you. Sorry, I shouldn't have said anything. Hey, huh? How did I grab your attention to the point where you were staring at me when we passed each other on the street? That's... Part of it was that you looked really down, frowning a lot, but I also felt like you were vaguely familiar? I don't think that anymore, of course. It's not like we met before or anything. When I saw you walking on the other side of the street, don't make me talk about stupid things like this. It was just a gut feeling. What are you chuckling about? It's just, usually you're the one asking me questions that put me on the spot and catch me off guard. Looks like I did the same to you this time. Oh shit, does it really feel this embarrassing when I ask those things? He's only just noticing it now. Look, in Parathon, I'm sure you already noticed that there aren't any schools. The nearest school is 45 minutes away. I was homeschooled growing up, and since I lived in Parathon, I never talked to people much. That explains a lot. Shut up. Don't word it as if you've just solved some big mystery. Hold on. Okay. Moving on. I suppose I have. You're the kind of person that doesn't seem to recognize when you make others uncomfortable. If you haven't had much chance to interact with people your age, then maybe there are some flaws in that assessment. It isn't like I ever went out of my way to talk to people my age either. That explains a lot about you too. What? How so? You're really awkward too. Maybe that's why you're easier to talk to than most people. Wow, okay. I'm awkward? Like Clive? Oh god, I really hope that's not true. Great, then we're both a couple of people who don't know how to talk like normal humans. Lovely. Then again, that's not too surprising. But maybe it wouldn't be so bad to be similar to Clive, despite his quirks. Quirks? You know, like my hero? Nah. He still seems to always be trying his best. You think I'm easy to talk to, huh? Well, that's. Oh, careful. The almost sentimental atmosphere is broken by Clive slamming his fist down on the table. Oh, whoa, what the hell? I always say things that make me sound like a loser when I talk to you. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with me? What? Excuse me? You're just, you're too easy to talk to that I end up blurting those stupid things out. No wonder you think I'm a creepy weirdo. Boundaries, Clive, boundaries. You can't just say whatever it is on your mind around someone like that. Boundaries, boundaries, you dumbass. Aww. He murmurs something under his breath. He pulls the cord on his hoodie at the same time, completely concealing his face beneath this scrunched up hoodie or hood. He makes me feel like I've done something wrong when he reacts like that. The next thing you know, his hood covers head slumped over on the table. I talk way too much. No, you don't. You don't need to hide in your hoodie. What's wrong? You don't need to hide in your hoodie. You can relax. I'm not gonna attack you or something. I know. I didn't think that. But you're hiding your face like that. You don't need to. Clive slowly loosens the strings until his face is visible again. But he still doesn't remove the hood entirely. Clive has already pulled out enough money to pay for the two of you by the time you've finished sipping your drink. Even when you offer to pay this time, he refuses and insists on doing it himself. Well, this is interesting. Hey, kiddo. Was that Clive I saw you walking down the street with? You two are really getting along. Thank goodness. I guess he isn't that bad to hang around after all. Right? A strange kid, but a good one. It's actually just as strange to me that someone like you ended up friends with him. I can't help wondering how you two met. It was not one of my finer moments. He talked to me when I was sitting out on the front porch. Kind of embarrassing story. Oh, she's blushing. Now I want to know. I'm pretty curious when you word it like that. Well, the smile on Lana's face remains, but something in her eyes conveys a feeling of bitterness. I was drunk out of my mind that day. Hell, by the time Clive saw me out on the porch, I was probably flopped over looking like I'd pass out at any moment. Had a bad day at work, nothing out of the ordinary, but that particular day I couldn't take it anymore. I can't remember much of the conversation, but I know he helped me back inside and offered to do anything he could to make things easier for me. Clive did something like that? Yeah, like I said, I don't remember much. I'm pretty sure at one point I told him my life story and just talked his ear off in a drunken haze. That kid stayed there all night, even after I passed out. Woke up with a hell of a hangover and he was there to help me through that too. I had no idea he was so nurturing. Do you spend a lot of time with Clive? You see him often too then? Yep, I told him he could come back anytime, but let's just say that boy's a little bit off when it comes to reading social cues. He came way more than I was expecting. When he told me his parents were getting divorced, I think it all made sense though. No one wants to be at home when there are family issues like that to put up with, even at his age. Right, I remember him mentioning his parents getting divorced. That doesn't add to the claim of Clive being Kay, does it? Kay wouldn't have been living with his parents. He said they died in an accident. Did Kay lie or did Clive lie? Are they both lies? You know, I'm just really happy to see you both smiling. You had an abnormal smile on your face when you got home, and Clive can't hide his grin recently either. Is that so? He never seems to smile that much, I've noticed, so every time I do see it, I feel kind of taken aback. Not like Kay, who was so full of smiles and sunshine. The best smiles are the ones that are so genuine that the person you're directing them at doesn't even need to know are there, in my opinion. When someone makes an effort to smile every time you look at them, it can feel a bit fake to me. Fake? What are you talking about? It isn't always fake, of course. I meant more like some people will grin at you for your sake more than their own. But then the smiles that come out naturally when they're not forcing them on for you are all that much more sweet. My ex-boyfriend was like that, but that's a story for some other time. I hadn't thought of it that way before. Lana's viewpoint makes a bit of sense, but you're not entirely sure if you agree with her assessment. What's so bad about smiling for someone else's sake after all? Wanting them to be cheery, comfortable around you is a sign of sincerity too, in its own way. Okay, I really should end this off here. I'm so conflicted. And on that note, we're really gonna end this off here because I feel like so much has happened already that I really don't need to do anything else. So that's gonna be it. This game is crazy, but I love it. It's so good. It's so good. I'm really looking forward to when the other chapters come out because I think there's only limited routes currently, and they're still working on the game. You know, it's on Kickstarter, all of that good stuff. So I will be keeping a very, very close eye on this game because it's really good. I'm really encased in all of this. If the first couple episodes didn't already tell you how in love I am with this game, I surely hope this episode does. And if you can't see that, then I don't know what to tell you. I guess you need some glasses. But yeah, this is a really awesome game, guys. I highly recommend you play this just to get the whole experience for yourself, because I know a lot of people would do things far differently. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, bye.